In this video today, I'm going to talk to you about reperceiving confidence. Now, confidence, or the confidence experience, is probably the psychological experience that athletes, coaches, performing artists, high-performance professionals, executives come to see us for the most. This idea of wanting more confidence or feeling like they're lacking it. Now, typically, what they're looking for is an old, traditional perception of confidence, and we need to reperceive it. So I'll talk to you about what the old perception is, and then move to the reperception of it, the reperceiving of it. So the traditional experience of confidence is this idea of feelings of confidence. So the idea of feeling assured, feeling good, feeling positive, feeling calm about your ability to perform a task at hand. Now think about your experiences in your life, in your sport. Have you always been able to feel that way? Certainly, in my experience working with athletes of all different types of levels, from the elite to juniors, it's not. There's so many uncontrollable factors. There's so much uncertainty. Things are so ever-changing. The body is fallible. We get injured sometimes. It happens. That feeling confident all the time is not possible. We've got to think about what that actually creates. This idea of wanting these feelings but not having them all the time, and that creates a real struggle to perform. So we have to start to reperceive confidence into something that we can actually control. So let's talk about the reperception of confidence, reperceiving it in this different terminology. And in order to do so, what I'd like you to think about is the word, the Latin root, confidence, or fidere, so with trust. That's what it essentially means. And trust is an action. And I'll give you two examples of that. Imagine your coach comes to you wanting to try a new technique. So he's done some research, or she's done some research, and your coach says, I've got this new technique, I think that will really improve your performance, or I've got this new program I'd like to start you on for your upcoming season. Now, you may be really used to the old technique or old program, and this new one creates a bit of uncertainty. So you may not feel good, assured, calm about this. However, you trust the coach's competence. Therefore, you commit to the actions in line with what's necessary, from learning a new technique or committing to the new program. Similarly, imagine you have an injury and need surgery. Now, surgery is always the last resort. So you're not going to always feel good going under the knife. You're going to feel nervous and a bit of anxiety. However, you trust the competence of the surgeon, so you commit to the actions by getting the surgery. Now, once we understand that trust as an action is how we start to reperceive confidence, we actually start to trust our competence. Now, from there, we can actually talk about how to improve performance. Because if someone's not trusting their competence, then essentially what they're saying, they're not willing to commit to actions they can commit to. And from there, we can talk about performance enhancement. Now remember, performance is behaviors. Performance is not emotions. And that's why we need to reperceive confidence as an action and not as an emotion. I'm going to talk to you in this video. Remember, there's going to be another part to this video, a second part to how we reperceive. But in this part, I'm just going to talk to you quickly about 5 things that affect our confidence. So, number 1 is unrelenting standards, almost perfectionism. The idea that nothing's ever good enough. Now, when we have that, we typically can strive to be better, but that doesn't necessarily make us feel good all the time. Number 2 is when we're actually quite harsh and critical to ourselves. Now, there's an element to criticism that can be really helpful to performance as we really start to be forensic about how we need to improve. But when that goes on and on for a while, our attention gets drawn to all the things that are wrong and can affect our feelings of assurance. Thirdly, it's this idea of being overly preoccupied with feelings of rejection and failure. essentially been having a lot of attention on the thing we want to happen the least. And obviously, when our attention is like that, we're not going to feel good all the time. Fourthly is novel environments. When entering novel environments, whether it's an upgrade to a new tournament or the first time you're in a semi-final or final of an event, it's foreign, there's uncertainty. The brain doesn't like that, and you're not going to feel good all the time. And fifthly is a limited amount of skill. If we have a limited amount of skill or ability, then we're not going to have competence. Therefore, we're not going to feel good. However, that doesn't mean just because we don't have that ability, we don't still commit to self-improvement. That's really important. But those 5 factors are just 5 quick examples of why we're not athletes, coaches, performance professionals, don't feel confident all the time. In searching for self-improvement, confidence, the emotions of confidence aren't always there. Ultimately, confidence has to be earned. It can't be bought. What I mean by that is, it comes down to behaviours. We have to commit to behaviours, commit to the actions in order to eventually have those feelings. We can't buy them just by trying to feel good all the time. It doesn't go hand in hand with performance. And the next part of the reperceiving confidence will be how to reperceive it. But from just now, I want you to understand we're going to move away from the idea of feeling confident to the action of confidence.